Okay, so I'm posting this video here just so I can save it to repost on my YouTube channel. So first of all, I am a targeted individual. I've been targeted by the US government. The reason for my targeting is I have Rh negative blood. People will say, well, what makes you so special? Why would anyone want to come after me? I'm an ordinary person, lived a pretty ordinary life. Well, Rh negatives are highly targeted because you have two different types of Rh negative people on the planet. One are the Rh negatives who have come into this incarnation as part of a bioregenesis process. And then you have another group of Rh negatives who are your elites and the likes of your fallen angelics. So if you're Rh negative blood, there's more likely a bounty on your head if you're not a Freemason. In 2020, I started to work with an energy healer just based outside Belfast in Hollywood. This person was a channeler as well. What I didn't know is that anybody who channels anything else other than their higher self and their soul, their own soul, they are basically hooked up to what's called Metatronic reversals. That I will go into a little bit later. But yeah, I started working with this energy healer, and it was like, after working with her, I started to be led to certain individuals through what's called remote neuromonitoring and voice to skull technology, V2K. And I was being led to certain individuals that would ultimately lead to my demise. What do I mean by this? Well, working with these people led to the collapse of my light body. I was injected as well with a solution against my will by a dentist, well-known dentist in Belfast. No one had access to my body in order to put something into my body. Like, I never went to the doctors. Like, I have been on a holistic path for a long time, and the only one that had any access to me to inject a needle into me was my dentist. In May of, so hold on, I'm going off track here. So yeah, I was working with this girl in Hollywood. I had only been to see her a few times. After that, I was led down the road of doing a Reiki course. So I done my Reiki 1, 2, and 3, got the masters, and my body intuitively was telling me something was wrong. Something wasn't right with this energy of Reiki that I was connecting in with. I done my Reiki course with a girl in Canada, Andrea. And I won't name all the people, and if I do name them, it'll just be their first names. But anyone who knows me and knows who I worked with online through this app, you will know who I'm talking about. These are the people who came to me posing as healers and were actually Freemasons who used a lot of dark magic on me. They collapsed my light body. They led me into a whole shit show where I lost my home, lost my children, all because of this technology that they had access to, which is used by DARPA and the CIA. It's voice to skull technology. Basically, it is someone who sits with a headset on, and they basically take over your consciousness. They have the ability to take over your emotions, your conscious awareness. Because of the implants in my field and in my light body, I was basically put into what's called a pod, and my higher consciousness was blocked off from me, and I wasn't able to like intuitively feel like I used to be able to. This is how I didn't, catch on to what these people were actually doing. So after doing the Reiki course, I decided, right, something's not right here. So I sat and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I says, if this is the wrong path for me, guide me on the right path. And lo and behold, I was shown that the person who I was doing the Reiki course with was actually connected to Metatron, which is a fallen angelic. And so I left her, and then I fell into the hands of a girl on here. Her name, well, she had many names, to be honest with you. I know her real name because I have all my bank account details. Like, I have a whole list of who these people are. The amount of money that I paid these people to actually do this to me is unbelievable. But I thought they were helping me. So I fell into this other girl's hands in April, January, February, March. The end of March 2021. And the way these people would have opened sessions up, you would have thought that they were connecting with their higher aspect, the Creator, God. There was nothing that they did in any of the sessions that made me believe that they were connecting to anything other than the true one God. But I was gaslit and manipulated by a lot of these people. So I worked with her, and then after her, I was led to a girl who did quantum hypnosis, QHTT. What I will say about this is you're opening yourself up to, oh my God, so much shit. Like, it's a shit show whenever you open yourself up to quantum hypnosis. I connected with a girl, Kate, who lives in Costa Rica, originally lived in London. And these people are the most grounded, so nice. Like fallen angels won't come looking like fallen angels. They will come looking like really nice people that want to go out of their way to do things for you. When I connected with Kate and I went under quantum hypnosis with her, this is when the voice to skull technology became really, really strong. It was like they basically took over my consciousness. They created what's called a digital twin, which is a hologram of me. And this digital twin is like a sheath that is placed over your hologram, because we live in a holographic reality. And they can do this. And they have technology beyond your belief that is able to do this. After I connected with Kate, 2 weeks later, I started to, what I thought I was hearing my higher self. It wasn't. It was this voice to skull technology. Whoever had took over my consciousness at the time, led me to this guy in East Belfast. He's a well-known massage therapist, and again, he was really nice person, very grounded, very very charismatic. And looking at these people, like, you wouldn't think... I think the empath in me at the time just didn't want to believe that. Like, I had signs when I met this person, when I met this guy. My nervous system literally went haywire. And I was like shaking from head to toe. And I remember walking in to his space, and there's a lot of symbolism in his space. I knew nothing about, knew very little about spirituality and about the fallen Egyptian timelines and things like that. But I was guided this person to get CBD oil. This CBD oil was laced with I don't know what. When I would take the CBD oil, I can only describe it as I was being pulled out of my body. And you're in this astral bliss of a fucking shit show where you're not grounded in your own reality. You're like away somewhere else, which is called a phantom reality, basically. I continued to get CBD oil off this person and had massage work as well with this person. On the second bottle of oil I got off him, I don't know what it was laced with, but I lost all track of my consciousness. I lost all track of time. I lost all track of like being able to discern. I believe this person also used a lot of dark magic on me as well. I was then led to these other two people, a couple, who held a container that appeared to me that was very Christed. It was like a priesthood. And these two people, like the last 4 people I worked with, so the girl that I went under quantum hypnosis with, the guy, the massage therapist, and these 2 spiritual teachers, well, it's what they call themselves, spiritual teachers, they did most of the damage. You know, I have on my TikTok account, which is Indigo TI, you know, I have like the work that they did on me on a sheet of paper, and they were showing me exactly what they were doing. But what they were doing was they were telling me they were doing one thing and they were actually doing another. But in order for Satanists and Freemasons to, I guess, not suffer karmic consequences, they have to tell you what they're doing. Like, they blatantly tell you in your face, but the wording and everything is changed in order for you to believe that they're actually helping you. So when I would say to these 2 people, after being in contact with these 2 spiritual teachers on Instagram, 2 weeks later, I left my home, I left my family, I left my husband. You know, my family contacted me and tried to tell me, you know, what the fuck are you doing? And they had taken over my consciousness that much that anything else that was trying to deter me from the path that I was on, I was literally rejecting everything. And yeah, these 2 people collapsed my light body. You know, I still to this day think to myself, like, how the fuck do these people sleep at night? You know, they don't. They talk about humility and humanity and everything on their Instagram pages and whatever other social media accounts they have. But yet they go out. So the way Freemasons work is they play both in the light and in the dark. So they will do good, and they will, the way the fraternity works is that they have to make the public believe that they're a really good character. Their character is everything. So they will do like a lot of charity work. They will do a lot of things to make them look good in society. Because if I was to come out and tell the names of these people, no one would believe me. No one would believe me who they are. But yet I have proof of who they are and what they did through all of the bank statements that I have kept, the money that I paid these people. They were the only people that I worked with. They were the only people that I had financial transactions with between the year of 2020 and the year of 2022. These people are working with Anunnaki. So you have on this planet indigos. You'll hear the term indigo starseed. And you have indigos who are Anu. And then you have blue flame indigos. And the indigos who are Anu are part of like the Anunnaki. And they are basically here, and what looks like to me is they're taking over a lot of the whole spiritual teachings, the whole spiritual communities. They're completely fucking hijacking everything. I have been wanting to share this information for so long, but it's just like every time I come on, I lose train of thought, or something else goes wrong. I don't think these people care about karma because they're master alchemists. They know how to transmute karma. I also have a video recording of a reading that I had done last year, and this reading, the accuracy of the reading of what they did, and I will be sharing this as well, if I can get the file uploaded onto, I think I'm actually going to use a tape recorder to record it and then upload it, and the accuracy of what this girl told me and what came through was unbelievable, the accuracy of it. Basically they did what's called a karma swap, a destiny swap. They have the ability as well for anyone who has went through a descension. They basically have the power to pull the codes from your body. If you can see, your body is like a grid. They go into certain parts of that grid and take codes from it, and they replace their karmic codes. And I can tell you what I have went through in the last 2 years. The karma that they had, if it is the karmic transfer that this girl told me that they did, they are pure fucking evil at their core. Because of what I went through, what I experienced in my body, in my mind, everything. Like I couldn't even begin to describe it. It's evil what they did. And again, I don't think these people care about karma. I really don't think they care about karma, because they know like a way around it with black magic and whatever else they use. They basically took my life into their hands and took my humanity away from me. And there was other people involved in this, people who befriended me, and a lot of people that I would have been seen with between 2020 and 2022. These were the Their plan would have not succeeded and could not have succeeded if my body wasn't getting injected with graphene. Graphene is an electrical conductor, basically. And, you know, I had my life force energy pulled from my body. Like there was implants in my light body that was pulling my sexual energy out of my body. I could feel it being pulled out. And I approached these people and I says, this is what's happening. You know, I don't understand this. Can you tell me what's happening? And their words to me were, well, maybe you're just learning tantric, for coming into union with God. I was like, okay. I trusted these people. I paid these people thousands to take my life from me, to strip me of everything. And they didn't just do this to me, but they did this to innocent young children as well. Because when I left my home, I was told that it would be for this voice in my head, which is the voice, the scull technology that they were using, was telling me it's only going to be for a few weeks to go into a really deep healing process, and then I would have my kids back with me, and 3 years later and we're still separated. Can you imagine the trauma that's caused them? My kids are being targeted. On a level that I can't even begin to describe. And for those that know anything about quantum mechanics, and if you follow the freedom teachings or, you know, Rahan spirituality on Telegram, what has been done to me can't be reversed. Their plan could not have succeeded though if I hadn't been getting injected with a substance called graphene oxide. So because my body no longer has the electrical components of the eternal life force coming into my body, the graphene that is in my body is basically what's keeping me alive. I believe there was graphene in the CBD oil I was getting off this person. You know, he would say, oh, it'll help you with meditations and stuff. And when I was taking the stuff, I was literally being pulled into the astral realm. And the lower astral realm is not somewhere where anyone wants to go. It is full of so much fucking dark shit. Yeah, these people have completely destroyed me. You know, and the dentist that I was going to, she would have been the only one who would have had access to my body to inject me with anything. After I had a bridge which is in this side of my mouth. I had a bridge created by her, and in one of the crowns there is actually a square, a black square of what's called nanoparticles. What these nanoparticles can be used for is tracking. I know that my story won't sound so crazy, and the experiences that I've had won't sound so crazy, because everything is coming out about this stuff. You know, everything is being brought to light. So my story won't sound as crazy now. Maybe if I had been sharing this about 10 years ago, everybody would have thought, yeah, she's lost her mind. But this is, we are in the biggest spiritual warfare of all time. And these people, the Freemasons, run the planet. They do, like, there's no doubt about it. You know, you have Christianity and you have Freemasons, and they're the exact same thing. And when I say Christianity and the Freemasons, because they worship the same God, which is Zeus. They worship the same God. And all the angels that begin or that end in L. If you don't know who L is, do some research. It's the fallen Elohim. So every archangels are actually archons as well. So every archangel that you see named in the Bible are actually fallen angels. Yeah. So the only true text there really is going to try and pronounce it properly, is the Maharati. The Maharata. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. But Jamie Phillips on Rahan Spirituality on Telegram shares a lot about like how this can happen. And it's just crazy that these people are just getting on with their lives like nothing has happened. Like, how many other people have they done this to that has went on to unalive themselves, which is what they wanted me to do. You know, even though I don't have any intuitive abilities anymore, I literally feel nothing. And you know, I've made peace with that this is what it is, and there is nothing that I can do to change it. But if I can bring my story forward to bring awareness to the healers in the spiritual community, 99% of them are running on Metatronics. They are bringing through the blue sword of Michael, which is the reversal codes that will collapse your inner rod and staff and send your body into reversal mechanics, and you will basically end up very, very, very damaged from this. So yeah, the graphene that was injected into me, or the ingredients of the vaccine that was injected into me, because I have read a book, Thomas Mayer, the spiritual aspects and the spiritual thing behind receiving the vaccine or having its ingredients put into your body. What actually happens to the spiritual body, what actually happens to the silver cord, what actually happens to the astral body, where it becomes completely detached from the body. This is what happened to me when I allowed someone who I thought was a good dentist and who portrayed herself as a friend, who was also working alongside of all of these individuals. So basically anyone who I give the number to of these two spiritual healers who were partners who collapsed my light body. I give their number to numerous people, and all of those people that I give their number to was a part of this, because Jodie she was like the queen spider in the middle of the chess game. You know, and these people are probably born and bred into this from no age, probably not given like an education in a normal school. Maybe they were all homeschooled. Maybe they have learnt these things from they were like fucking walking and talking. Their families, they're born into those families, like their families, all of their families is probably Freemasons as well. You know, the dentist who I was in contact with and who did this as well was basically feeding me information saying that she was leaving her husband, that he was not her true soulmate, that you know, that he had been injected 3 or 4 times, had received all his boosters, was losing his mind, was showing signs of Alzheimer's. You know, this is the story that she portrayed to me, that so many people were coming into a soul connection and into inner union with God. You know, these two spiritual healers who were partners who did this, on their page they actually had the union of angels. Now my origins are seraphim, angelic origins, but I know a lot of the seraphim fell, and I was a part of the bioregenesis of this group. It's a group, a collective, and basically working with these healers made me fall. And I see that there is nothing that I can do to change what has happened, but what I can do is share what I have been through, as being a targeted individual since birth, because I carried a blood group that was basically anybody that is RH negative is like a powerhouse. You're like a battery house, and these entities and these beings will siphon and siphon and siphon off you. You know, it's, you know, this being done to me, I'm an adult, but I see so many signs with my children that the sick bastards that are behind it, you know, you're targeting innocent children, and there I do believe there will be karma. Do you know, this guy that was giving me the CBD oil, you know, the year after this happened to me, so my light body went into collapse on the end of the month in May in 2022. Well, this person lost a loved one, a very close loved one, in December of that year. You know, and if these people don't sacrifice a soul, they sacrifice basically my soul and my essence. So I am now what you would call transhumanism, cyborg, whatever you want to call it. I have no eternal life currents moving through my body anymore. Artificial intelligence is actually keeping me alive, because every single human is half artificial intelligence and half spirit, with my spirit being drained from my body, which was my sexual fluids. My spirit was literally siphoned and harvested from me. So I was their sacrifice. And if they don't provide that sacrifice once a year, then they have to sacrifice a family member or whatever. I don't know what way the whole Freemasonry thing works. I have looked into it. I have studied it. But yeah, Lucifer comes for a pay up if they don't deliver the target, which was me. And, Jenna, who was one of the other quantum healers who portrayed that she was going into eternal union with God as well, and that she was going into union with a guy called Grant who lived in England. In December of 2021, she came over to England to meet this person, to make me believe that he was her beloved. And, I have found her original Instagram page, and her beloved looks very much like put it like this: she was already in union, and she portrayed a whole different story to me. It's messed up. It is completely fucked up. And there was other individuals who befriended me. You have Ashley. You have Chelsea. There's some in the gym that I used to go to as well. These people love street theatre, and they love creating scenarios, and they love befriending you. And you see, that's where they got me. Being a targeted individual, I didn't have people that were out to get me in a way that I had people hating on me. I had people hating on me in private, but pretending to be my friend to my face. And all of my spiritual connections was cut off, was implanted. So my third eye, my higher heart, so that when I was in space with these people, I couldn't discern. I could not discern. I always knew something funny about the spiritual healer who collapsed my light body, because she was in control of my remote neuromonitoring, and the voice to skull technology. I know she was, because when I was in sessions with this girl, I would have been thinking something a day or 2 days previous, and she would have brought that up in conversation, and I would have been saying to myself, how the fuck does she know that? These people are trained by the CIA, by the Illuminati, for synthetic telepathy and telepathy as well. And they've even brought their own beauty brand out. Probably using my fucking codes. Yeah. And all the evidence that I have gathered, like all the bank statements, all the portfolios that I have gathered on each of these individuals, I have in a file. And I don't even think these people care. Like, if I was to come out and name them, I don't think that they would care. Because they're playing both sides of the coin. They're playing chess. They're doing just as much good as well as bad. And they have to find the balance in that. And then whatever it is that they do to transmute that karma, whether pushing their superimposed karma onto someone else is what they did with me. I have no idea which way this is going to affect my children, with some of these individuals are wearing pieces off my soul. They took my codes, my fire letters. And again, if you don't understand quantum mechanics and don't understand what I'm talking about, go watch Rayhan Spirituality on Telegram. Learn more about it, because 99% of the spiritual community is infiltrated with these people. And it's just, it has to stop. It has to stop. When will it stop? Well, the rules of the game are going to change because the poles are shifting. So they have to do things in a different way. So how will they pay up to Lucifer every year? Will they continue to keep sacrificing souls? You know, I just don't know how these people go to bed at night, you know. And, you know, when this guy who I was getting CBD oil off, this massage therapist, and, you know, I found out he'd lost a loved one, and I texted him and I said, you know, what did you expect after what you did to me? Well, that person arrived at my home. My home is covered in cameras. And that car was traced back to him. He wasn't alone either. And that Christmas was a Christmas from hell for me and my family. So whatever black magic or fucking witchy stuff that you did, you know, I hope none of their children have to suffer the way mine have. And I truly can't get my head around why someone would set out to completely destroy another human being. Yes, my connections may have been seraphim. Yes, my blood group may have been from, you know, a collective that created wars in the upper worlds. But I was given a chance to come back here to make things right and to rectify that. And you fucking took that away from me. You stripped me from that chance. All because you're serving your master. All because you're following orders. You're fucking sick. Every single one of you are sick. And just for the record, I have never been deemed as mentally ill. I have never had antidepressants or anything in my life. I have never been, you know, classed as being schizophrenic, or I've never experienced psychosis where the doctor has put me on medication. I don't take medication. I never have. But my story is valid to be brought forward to explain what these people did to me. I truly feel that with the mechanics that my body is now running on, let's just say I feel like I'm running short of time to bring this information forward. So yeah, all these people that I paid so much money to, I paid them literally to fucking destroy me. I will say my kids will not suffer. Not if I have my way. They didn't ask for any of this. They didn't ask to be born into a world that is so fucking evil. You have all this love and light shit in the fucking New Age community. We're in the middle of a complete spiritual warfare, and everybody is so far up their own fucking asses with love and light that they can't see what is going on. They're so blinded by the astral bliss. I can't undo what's been done. And because of what's been done to me, I don't get the chance to reincarnate. My template is too damaged. But the higher aspect of me that didn't fall is still there. I may not be able to connect with it. I may not be able to harness that energy anymore. But it's still there. And maybe whenever some big evolutionary cycle comes back around again, then I will get the chance to reincarnate. Who knows? So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do a video specifically for RH negatives, and helping you understand the difference between the A, the B, and the O. A lot of the O negative are elites, your Freemasons, Illuminati. I'm not saying all O negative are, but there is a high percentage of them that are. So yeah, there you go. Now let's just try and save this.